Hello, welcome to the beginning of my week 10. This has been a really tough week, the last week of 2018. See you in hell, 2018. First, before I get to why I'm on the verge of crying, which has nothing to do with my weight loss or my surgery or anything like that. It was a good week. Week 9 was a good week. I lost 2 pounds, and that was, with Christmas and New Year's and all that junk thrown in. So it was pretty easy for me. I think, and then overall, since surgery, I've lost 36.6 pounds. My doctor didn't have me do any sort of plan, or my insurance didn't have me do any sort of plan before my surgery, so I don't really count the couple pounds that I lost before that because of the 3-day liquid diet before surgery. So the last week of 2018 has been a bruiser. Basically, I think it was the Friday after Christmas, I found out that a really good friend of mine got the flu and then meningitis and passed away later that day. I can't remember if I've mentioned it on here before, but I've said that I tried to keep my surgery very private. I didn't tell any family. I told a handful of friends. I didn't tell them what it was necessarily, but obviously I had to tell the person that was picking me up from the hospital and dropping me off. And then the people that work for me for my daily newsletter, I had to tell them because, I had to have someone fill in for me. And one of those girls was Bree Payton, who was one of my fill-in writers. And she was the only one, and this is not a dig on anyone else, but she was the only one that responded, like, can I visit you in the hospital? And I did not want anyone to visit me. And so I said, well, I don't know how long I'll be in the hospital. Just because I wanted to push her away. And she said, okay, well then, can I visit you when you get home? And I knew she lived in DC. So I said, well, I live in Northern Virginia, because most people, they're just like, oh, you're not near a metro. And she said, that's okay. And so the Friday that after I came back from the hospital, she came by and she visited with me for about an hour. And I told her what I actually had done. And, just told her about things that I was sort of researching, and scared, I think, is probably like too serious of a word, but about like loose skin and the videos that I've been watching. And she watched a video with me because I don't know, for some reason I wanted to show her. And she had brought me roses. And it was unbelievable because I actually posted on Instagram one of the roses because it lasted for like 3 weeks. And these were like, grocery store type of roses. I mean, they were beautiful, but like that you would get at a grocery store, like a bundle of 5 or something. And so she was basically the only person that I saw after my surgery. She was 26 years old. And I mean, had everything going for her. And it's a real loss. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but I mean, it's been on the news just because, she is in the media. She's a great writer, obviously. That's why she was filling in a lot for Bright. And it was just really sad. And, one thing that I have been thinking about is there'll be a memorial here in the DC area, since that's where the website that she writes for is based. But I assume the main service will be in San Diego or California, where her family lives. And I've been thinking about whether or not I want to go to the memorial, and I know how awful that sounds. But, just 2 years ago, I went to the memorial service for my best friend. And it's really hard to go to those things alone. But then I think, God, if the lesson is, I wrote an article about, the lesson should be more like Brie. I mean, I cannot imagine something worse than not going to her memorial. I mean, because she would go to, she just came to visit me after I, pushed her away, and she kept persisting. And she came to visit me. God. So I really hope that I can let all go and not let anxiety or insecurity keep me from going. Okay. And then on, I can't remember, it was New Year's Eve or the day before, but another friend passed away. And he was my age, maybe a year younger, a year older, something like that. And his name was Zach Hudak. He was a comedian in Pittsburgh. And it just was a really hard year. A really hard year. Okay. Kind of the only good thing about 2018 was my surgery. I did get to go to the beach a couple times, which is sort of like my zen place. I got to see my friend Brett. I met another new friend in New York that I have become close to, or at least as close as I can be. And I thought I got my dream job, but then I lost it. So, when I lost it, I thought, well, this is great. Then I'll be able to, focus on my surgery and my weight loss. But I'm just ready for some good news. So I guess my good news this week is that I'm down 2 pounds, which is my goal every week. And down 36.6 pounds overall. I'm hoping to make it to the next decade of numbers on the scale by the next time I see you, which will be the beginning of week 11. 11's my lucky number, so hopefully that will be the week that it happens. So anyway, it does not get easier. I mean, I know there's everyone has these issues, and, on top of that, having to take extra care of ourselves because of surgery. I don't know if there are other people that have their own issues, so I can't say that we're necessarily different because everyone has their issues that they have to go through, when dealing with hard times. But it just seems like the latter half of 2018 brought a lot of hard times this year. But now it's 2019, time to start over. Some of the things that I will be doing, I'm doing a no-buy January, which is basically not buying any new things except to replace necessities, like obviously food and shampoo, conditioner, body wash, those types of things. I'm trying to not buy anything on Amazon because that's kind of like my bad habit of with Amazon, you can want something now and get it, within a day or two. So I'm trying not to do that. And then I'm also doing a 30-day declutter, which I've already gotten a good head start on because I've been doing that. Anyway, I don't know. People always talk about transfer addictions being, instead of eating, doing things like shopping. And I don't want to turn into that, especially right now when there's no point of, buying new clothes or anything like that. So I'm trying to make my transfer addiction decluttering and getting rid of things. So anyway, sorry for the meltdown. But that was my week 9 and now beginning week 10. And I thank you for watching this and coming on this journey with me. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.